friend who follows the boards of the town found it online September 15th. Otherwise, most of us here wouldn't even be here because this was snuck by. Many, if not most, senior citizens do not use the internet. They would never have seen or heard about this. We no longer mail out the warrants. So this was not what I would call open and transparent government.
One minute, Mr. Harmon.
Okay. Also, it should be, the COA be a check and balance on the director. If the appointment process is adopted as proposed in Article 22, the selectmen will be able to hand-select a board that is always in agreement with them and the town manager. This is not good government.
Thank you. Did you want to speak now? Okay. Hold on one second, sir. Mr. Panelitis would like to speak.
Well, I just want to explain how we got to where we are and dispel a few of the things that we've heard tonight. The Board of Selectmen over the past several years, since we've dug out of the fiscal mess we were in back in 08 and 09, have gone through a process of reviewing how we do our business. In that process, it's led us to look at everything from our fiscal policies to our bylaws, to appoint committees like the Zoning Bylaw Review Committee that's looking at how we do zoning, the Cable Advisory Committee that's looking how we should use those resources, and a Visioning Committee that's looking at how we should be looking to the future for the next 20 years. This falls into that category. The purpose of this article was to take a situation where we have an unelected, appointed volunteer who has the authority to appoint the majority of the committee they oversee. In my opinion, and in the opinion of the board, that was not good governance. Our proposal was to put that in the hands of the Board of Selectmen. The Board of Selectmen currently appoint between 20 and 22 boards and committees in this town. We do so in an open and transparent process. We take applications. We have open interviews, open to all to come and give their input. We have open meetings, public meetings, where we make those appointments. And if you don't like the appointments we make, we are up for re-election every 3 years, and we are accountable to you at that time. The council chair, however, is not. This is not about what the council chair or previous chairs have done in the past. It's not about what they would have done in the future. This is simply about how we do our business, and this current structure makes no sense in any way, shape, or form. So I'd like to just answer a couple other things, and then I will make a motion to withdraw this article, because it is clear that the choice in the room is to continue with a process that does not support good governance. However, I want to answer this one particular issue. Moderator?
Please. Let's finish. Thank you.
In particular, I would like just to simply answer this one notion that somehow our appointment process is political. This is not only ridiculous, but it is offensive. I have gone and appointed several people in my 2.5 years on the board. Some of those people I didn't like very much. Some of those people have taken their time to go on Facebook and other social media to attack me personally. Yet I appointed them, and I voted to appoint them because they had the qualifications and the experience to serve in the committees that we appointed them to. That is not political. That is looking through the best interest of the town. And that's what we have done in this process. And with that, Mr. Moderator, I will make a motion to withdraw the article.
Thank you, sir. I'm going to let... Bonsoir, monsieur. All the way from Paris, I think we can let him speak for 1 minute. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Solison. Ladies and gentlemen, Joel W. Todd, 680 East Street, current chairperson of the Council on Aging. About less than a month ago, Patty Sasso, vice chair, and myself were summoned to Mr. Montori's office. And basically, this article was delivered to us without any prior notification, any consultation. It was just, this is an article that's coming up. Being somewhat of a diplomat, I had no reaction other than, well, we're an advisory board. I'm not really sure what the harm is, and let's talk about it. And all of a sudden, I am hearing now that I've endorsed this article in some form or another. Well, that couldn't be further from the truth. In the past few weeks since this has been delivered to me, there have been a couple of things that have come to my mind. One is, why was the article written as it was? And it was to keep it from becoming vertically integrated. And I think that's what the selectmen's motion is, or the article is all about. The control of who's on the board. God forbid anybody should disagree with them. Is that good government? I'm not really sure. I'm not sure that the way the system is working is currently in the best interest of the town, but further discretion would certainly be merited, and maybe we can work out some kind of an arrangement, whether it be elected board or partially elected board. I'm not really sure. But again, in that the article has been withdrawn, there's really no point in further discussion, other than the fact that I no longer or never did fully support this. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Representative Maselli, hold that thought for 1 second, please, sir. I'm going to let you speak, but I have a motion to withdraw the article, and I'm supposed to take it up right now. It's not a debatable article, sir. So hold on 1 minute, and then I'll get back to you. So on the motion by the chairman of the Board of Selectmen to withdraw the article, this only requires a majority vote. All those in favor of the article being withdrawn, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed? The article is withdrawn. Thank you.
Yeah.
Representative Maselli has asked. Yes, ma'am. Could I say it was a unanimous vote? I did not. That's a unanimous vote in favor of withdrawing. Thank you, ma'am. There was a no vote? You got to speak up. All right, I got one no vote. Do I have any more? Going once, going twice. I got two no votes. Okay, so it was a majority vote. Mr. Representative, I'd like the representative to speak. Anybody having any objection?
Good.
Go ahead, Jim, by all means.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. I made sure I got here tonight, and I appreciate what the selectmen did in withdrawing the article. I almost forecast that would happen after they saw the outpouring this evening. But I don't question the motives of anyone up there. But you know, there's an old saying, and probably someone said it before I got here: if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I've been going down there since I first got elected in 1977. And remember when they transferred the property to the Council on Aging. It's well run. It's a great shelter for people who've had lost a loved one or have problems. They do a great job down there, and just want to make sure it doesn't change. And I appreciate the selectmen withdrawing the article tonight, and that made an awful lot of sense. And I hope they continue to flourish for many more years. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Representative, excuse me. Thank you, sir.
Oh.
Jacqueline Richardson, 98 Tyler Road.
Yes,
What
ma'am.
I was going to say is moot now, but I would like to urge those of you who govern the town to please leave us in peace. And as two people have said prior to me, Ms. Mayband and Representative Selly, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's ungrammatical but very fitting. And please do not make this attempt in the future. Just keep your political claws in your own bailiwick. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Asarorian, Article 23.
The Finance Committee moves to adopt Article 23.
Okay, folks, if you could hang in there for just a little while, we'll be out of here shortly. All those, is there any discussion, excuse me, on Article 23? Seeing no one rising to discuss Article 23, on a voice vote, all those in favor of 23, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Unanimous vote? He says with a question mark. All right, Article 24. I am going to recuse myself from this article. Mr. Panlitis is going to take over for this one.
Mr. Asarorian, the Finance Committee moves to adopt Article 24. Mr. O'Neill, would you like to speak to the article?
Good, Mr. Chairman, thank you. My name is Richard O'Neill, and I rise this evening on behalf of the petitioner of this article, Matthew Ginsburg. Often I get to raise the microphone. Essentially, the issue before the membership this evening is the question of accepting the laying out as a town way by order of the Board of Selectmen, that way which is called Settlers Way. When we talk about laying out, we are talking about taking a road system that has been built, as this road has been recently built within the last year or so, and determining whether we should accept it as a public way, that is to say, bring it within the cadre of all other town, most of all other town roads and systems that would allow the town to control that roadway. And that is exactly what is before you this evening. So that when you look at the purpose of the article at the very end in the executive summary, where it talks about the purpose of this article is to accept Settlers Way as a public way, parens town street. That's exactly what it is, no more, no less. And so on that regard, Mr. Chairman, I would move the question if I don't have anybody behind me, because I know they all want to go home, and move on with the night's activities.
Thank you, Mr. O'Neill. Is there anybody else with further discussion? Seeing nobody, we'll just do a voice vote. This is a majority vote. All those in favor of the article as presented, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed?
Thank you,
Unanimous
Mr. Chairman.
vote.
Hold on one second, David. Just before we adjourn, I briefly spoke with the town manager. There doesn't appear to be anything on the agenda until the May annual. I just wanted to let everybody know that I have, after I've given it an awful lot of thought, I've decided that I'm not going to seek re-election. I'm going to be stepping down. This is the end of over a 30-year career working on various committees and groups and holding various offices in the town. I would like to thank all those who voted for me, and I would like to thank the townspeople. I think in a small way, maybe I've helped make a difference in this community. So thank you all very much. Mr. Asarorian.
Mr. Moderator, I motion to adjourn special town meetings, sine die.
We have a motion to adjourn. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed? Go home and enjoy the vice presidential debate.